Hey folks, welcome to the Kubernetes SIG Docs meeting. Today is December 10th, 2024. I'm your host today. My name is Ray Alejano, and welcome to the meeting. I'm going to do some boilerplates topics. This meeting abides by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which boils down to be kind to each other. This meeting is also being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you don't want to share your video, please turn the video share off. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I'm going to share the agenda once I find the right monitor. So I should be sharing my agenda. And do you want to, the first step we typically do is we welcome a new contributor. So if there's any new contributors that would like to come off mute, feel free to do a short introduction for yourself. All right. Maybe once. All right. Welcome, everyone. All right, I'll go into the updates reminders here. The first one is this week's PR Wrangler is me. So if you have any PRs that would like to be reviewed, please reach out to me on GitHub or on Slack, and I'll get to reviewing. And Olene case is shadowing. Next week's PR Wrangler is Depeche Watt with the Rajandi Kunde shadowing. And we don't have a PR Wrangler for the last 2 weeks of the year due to the holidays. Also, this week's issue wrangler is Xander, and next week's issue wrangler is Stanley Bacco. So there's links to the PR wrangler shifts and issue wrangler shifts on the agenda as well. If you're not familiar with it, a PR wrangler is an approver that reviews PRs for the week, and we take turns. There's a rotation for PR wranglers. Same with issue wranglers as well. Issue wranglers review issues for the week and triage issues for the week as well, and we take turns. So there's a rotation for that. There's a link to the agenda. I'm hoping I'm sharing the right screen. Let me just verify here. Okay, I am sharing right screen. And there's a link to this. And if you for any calendar invites, like for this bi-weekly meeting here, the way to get those invites is through our Google group. So there's a link on the agenda to the Google group that you can join, and you could also gain edit access as well to the agenda. And lastly, for any code of conduct violations that you might see on GitHub, Slack, events or meetings, you can please reach out to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct Committee, and you could do so anonymously via email at conduct@kubernetes.io. So the first topic on the agenda is about the release 132, which is scheduled to be released tomorrow. I want to head off to folks to Daniel on the release team, who's the docs lead, to give us a status for the docs team.
Hey everyone. So as Ray mentioned, release day is tomorrow. Thank you to everyone on especially around docs release to help us get it ready for tomorrow. We're looking pretty good. Today, thanks to help of Ray, we froze the k/website repo. I had a little release and the related issues attached there, as well as the new release 1.31 branch has been created and netlify has been updated. So we're looking prepared for tomorrow. And yeah, anything that we need, we'll reach out. But yeah, thanks everyone.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Good work on the release team for all the work for this release cycle. For those who are not aware, we do freeze the Kubernetes/website repo. So any pull requests that are approved in LGTM will not be merged until after the freeze is lifted after the release tomorrow. We do so in preparation to make sure that we don't have any merge conflicts when we actually merge the dev 132 branch, which all the development work has been going to, into the main branch. I see Mateo's also online, but Mateo's I think on the chat has mentioned that is here for any questions. Mateo is the lead for comms for the release team. And the status is green here, and Mateo is not available to talk, but is there for questions on the chat. So if you have any questions for the comms team, and the comms team curates all the feature blogs that are scheduled and they'll be released starting tomorrow and for the next several weeks about the 132 release. They also help curate any media obligations as well for the release team, for the 132 release team, following up, leading up to the release day, and also after the release day as well. And thank you for the comms team as well for their work to create the feature blocks that will be that are scheduled to go out after the release. All right. If without any questions from comms and docs, I'm going to go into issues and PRs. There is one website discussion listed, the feature of case studies section, and the case studies. We haven't had any new case studies, and the discussion is should we keep this section, and or if we do, how do we keep it current? I'll give some time for folks who want to add in their comments. I'll just say one thing if we do, and I'll put this on the discussion as well. If we do want to keep the case studies current, I think we should be in contact with the end user group for the CNCF that provides reference. One of the examples, one of the assets that they just currently created or published was the reference architectures. So if you do want to continue with case studies, we should work in with the end user group for the CNCF. And Mateo did mention on Slack, I'm sorry, on the Zoom chat, cloud native case studies are mostly on the CNCF website now, the new ones, which is very true as well. So if we do want to keep the case studies, if we just want to if we don't want to keep them and the CNCF is publishing case studies, that's totally fine as well. I'll put a little discussion comment here that if you do want to keep them, and that we should be in contact with the end user group to help publish these case studies. All right, any other comments or questions? Any other issues or PRs or discussion topics that people want to bring up?
Sorry, I just have a quick one.
Yes.
This is Ryota from Comms Shadow. We were looking at the blog preview build and it wasn't working, and it was basically taking the latest main branch as the build target rather than doing a preview or drafts and the future date blogs. So it wasn't. It was due to the Netlify config that we could make it tweak it so that it would work with the future date blogs and drafts. So was wondering if this is something that we may want to track after we are seeing that
yes,
there was a bit of a confusion with it.
Yeah, I think we should definitely track this as well. If there's a Netlify configurations that we need to do to track for future builds, because it's not just affecting feature blogs, but any blog post that we want to preview in Kubernetes and Kubernetes.io, we should be able to preview to review. But yeah, it's definitely something that we could track, and we should track, and we should make any modifications to Netlify to build on a future day.
Yeah, I've got a pull request that I try to change,
cool.
but I can't paste this in the document right now. So we'll give it to you later.
Yeah,
Slack
please
or
do.
somewhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just taking notes. Any comments or questions for Ryota? All right, thank you. And we should definitely track that. Thank you for the work as well. Let's try to get that reviewed and get that merged if it does work. All right, discussion. Moving on to questions and discussion points. The one I have is, as Daniel already mentioned, that the K website is frozen until tomorrow. And we did the Netlify related day before task today, and I have a link for those who are curious on what that is. That's in the release team handbook for the docs team. And I open the floor up for any questions, any other additional discussion topics that folks want to bring up. All right. There was entry in the chat from Matteo. Matteo will unhold the PR for the official release blog once they have green light from the release lead, and so that's typically done. That's typically merged tomorrow. So once we have the green light, that will be merged tomorrow. All right. There's no additional questions or discussion topics. Thank everyone attending, anyone who's possibly watching as well in the future. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll have good luck for everyone for the release tomorrow for 132. And thank you for the release team for all the work on the 132 release. Thank you all.